Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. You ready?
Absolutely.
All right, let's
All right,
go.
let's go. You ready?
Yep. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We are back. It is WitDa Shitz, and I don't know if this is gonna be a special edition or the first episode of season 2. Either way, we will figure that out. This is your girl Stat, aka Stat on Stats. My beautiful co-host Ash Cash unfortunately wasn't able to make it, but I know it's so sad. But I have a very special guest with me today. I finally was able to kind of get a hold of him for a few minutes. I have Mr. Tez Johnson here, a.k.a. Tez, the writer on Instagram. And I also have the amazing, my producer and the person that ultimately believes in me the most, MC in the building. It's a little different today because normally it's 2 girls and 1 guy. But today, there's a lot of testosterone, so you won't get beat up as much as you normally do.
Come on, I'll get it beat up out here. I'll be holding it down for the fellas.
You do hold it down for the fellas. He's such a feminist. But
But sometimes,
but this is a special episode because, like I said, I've been wanting to speak to Tez for a while now. Very big situation happening for this man right here. He is not only the writer, but executive producer of a series that is coming out very, very soon called The Probe. Crime drama based in the city of Philadelphia. Philly's already waiting for it. It's now, we just have to get it out nationally, internationally, all platforms. So we're going to definitely talk to him about not only The Probe, but also him. I was really kind of intrigued by his story, and I was mentioning it to him when he was coming upstairs. He asked if I wanted to bring the cast, and I didn't even think about that because I really wanted to talk to you first because I love creatives. I love your backstory, and I was kind of interested in how come you didn't use that to kind of be what The Probe is now, or maybe part of it is in The Probe and I just don't know about it yet. So we're definitely going to get into it. But we're also going to talk about the shit that we talk about, which is current random ass stories that make you laugh and sometimes cry. All right, so let's get into it. First and foremost, let's talk about the tea real quick. I'm going to bring something lighthearted up. Can you hear me? Cool. Okay. I'm going to bring something lighthearted up. Essentially, I don't know if you fellas are familiar with Cassie, who was the girlfriend of
yeah, we
Diddy.
know who Cassie is.
You know who Cassie?
Yeah, we know
do you
Cassie
know who
is.
Cassie
Come on
is?
now.
Do you not? Do you
Well,
know?
the
What
fellas
she
know
do?
who Cassie is.
What she do? What does Cassie do?
Me and You. She had the song back in the day with
She had one
what's
song,
his
and
name.
what
Then
else?
she had one more.
She had another song.
And then she was Diddy's girlfriend for the rest of the time.
Right. She was Diddy's girlfriend for 11 years.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
And now that
Cassie.
she's not Diddy's girlfriend anymore, she got engaged, is having a baby, and she got married
man.
all in under a year.
Life comes at you fast when you're not under the wing.
I want to ask this because I got 2 guys here, right? So let me ask you a question. Would you feel some type of way if you was dating somebody for 11 years? 11. They brought her around the world. She was known as your girl. 11 years. And then y'all break up and you see her pregnant and married within a year. How would that make you feel?
I mean,
What?
I would feel fine. Like, I would be okay with it.
Would
like,
you?
Yeah, I would be fine with it.
Really?
Yeah, especially if that's not what I wanted with her, then good for her. She found a dude that's...
You don't have no emotions.
Should I be sad?
You should feel some type of way. Should you feel some type of way?
Yo, can you do me a favor, bro?
I think that no, he feels some type of way.
You think he feels some
He's
type of
sick.
Do you know? Do
He's
you
sick
know?
because
His wife just died. I think he loved the other wife.
he did.
Well, that
but
wasn't his
like,
wife either. He ain't never get
dudes
married.
Just running around, you know how that go. But
Yeah,
I
man.
think that he's sick. Like
You think he's sick?
on the inside?
On the inside.
Yeah, he's sick because like you was my queen for what 11 years, and I don't know if they wanted kids or whatever it was, but especially if that's something she wanted, he didn't want it, and then now he's seen it unfold. Like, okay, I kept it pushing, and now I had my baby or whatever. So I think that he feels some type of way. That's men.
Diddy don't
He
want
had
them.
11 years to make those choices, and he chose not to make them. So clearly, he didn't want them. So you can't feel that type of way. You have to be. If you feel some type of way, you're a selfish motherfucker because, like, essentially, you had the choice to do that. You just didn't either man up, or you just didn't want it, and you were just like kind of like playing the fucking situation the way it was because she was allowing you to do it. Like,
So
I don't know.
okay.
I mean, I'm happy for her. I mean, I'm sure he's happy for her though. Like, he'd be playing the role, like hanging out with them and like.
Oh, they hanging out?
They hanging
Right,
out?
I believe so.
I didn't see none
He
of that.
posted like he's cool with the dude and everything.
Look, man, look. If you hired a trainer to come train your 11-year relationship, the trainer happens to have a baby. Get married to her.
That's what
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize it was
he
a trainer.
he hired her as he
It's the
hired
closest
him.
niggas-
His name
it's
is
the
Alex.
closest ones.
His name is Alex Fine. He's
Damn.
fine as hell. He hired him to train Cassie. They ended up getting it in.
So you have to have couples
KP,
training.
Kim Porter, had passed away. There was a lot of strain in the relationship. And then she ended up leaving him for the trainer. So would
She had
you,
already
now
been
that
with
you
the
know
trainer.
this, would you feel some type of way?
You have to. It's like the student come kill the teacher.
You gotta just say that's that man.
That's
what
that
you
man?
gotta say. That's that man.
You,
That's that man. Like, he has access to any woman on the planet. Like, all right, you take this L. It's gotta be. He does probably feel some type of way.
I mean, but
There we go. He feels like he took an L.
public. It was
Yeah, it's public, and
Yeah.
it happens so quick. It's like, damn, am I toxic? Like,
But he's sticking his dick in Lori Harvey right now.
Who's that?
Y'all know who Lori Harvey is? Steve Harvey's daughter.
can you do me a favor? Look her up, please. No, I need you to do me a favor. Get on your phone. Oh, you can't go on your phone. So I'm gonna hold on. I got you.
We gonna look up Lori Harvey real quick.
Just so he can get like.
An idea of what he's sticking his
idea of
Johnson
what's
into
going
right
on
now.
right now.
Mm-hmm,
Give us time. Just give us time. 1 second.
mm-hmm. And while we're talking about people, sticking their dicks and stuff, Drake's store and home has been vandalized in
Already?
LA.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been vandalized in LA. Reason being, he sent a message to somebody's wife that is the ex-manager of Kanye. That's Lori Harvey.
So again, is he sad? And that's one picture. That's just one picture. There's
Oh, he got a hold of her, huh?
Yeah, but guess what on that one?
What's up with him?
Yes, she was dealing with the son.
Come on,
before.
Diddy.
Right.
hurt people.
Right.
Hurt people. He's hurt, so he feels like, yo, son, you don't know what you're doing with this right here. And he strong-armed her.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what
It's like
happened.
he got game when they were playing basketball.
Let me
It
get
was
it.
the same
Let
essential
me get it,
thing.
son.
Let me get that. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know
Would
what
you
you're
do
doing.
something like that? Are you a father?
No.
Okay. Now, if you were a father and your son's girlfriend was bad as shit and you just got out of an 11-year relationship with somebody else that's bad as shit, would you stick your stuff in it where everybody, Meek Mill talked about wanting Lori Harvey for Christmas and all that good shit. So, would you do
I
it?
think I could do that.
I don't think, see?
I can't.
So it depends. Okay, so
That's weird.
it is
bro.
weird. It is
That's
weird.
weird.
It's weird. But in a scenario, in an alternate the son just was like, but I think she's crazy. I can't even. And he's like, I can't even. We're done. I don't know how it broke off. And now she's out in the wind like a tumbleweed. And then Diddy
done?
rolls. I don't know how it played out. I don't know. I don't know if he just literally was like, yo, get over here.
Yeah.
It was like, you don't know what you're doing. Or was it like,
Oh, that's his chick now.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's his real chick.
yes.
Diddy, stop it.
You see?
Oh, how old is
Do me a favor. Can you just pull the mic up? Like
How old is she?
22, 23,
Oh, he
24.
got a tenderoni.
Yes, she's super
But so was Cassie.
tenderoni.
So Cassie was 18.
too.
Like he likes.
She was
Well,
too.
He likes to party.
Yeah,
Well,
they
they-
all.
He liked the
they-
party
yeah,
Johns. He
they
like-
all like to. They're slightly pedophiles.
They like to mold. No, they're not.
Yeah,
like, they're
they
grown.
are.
These
They
women are
are.
grown. 22.
They are.
Come on.
Like-
22-year-old women. I could see if it was 18. Once you in the bar, that's still pedophile-ish? That's you. Like.
Oh,
Would you be weird if it was the other way around? Nigga was only into older women. It was like he was just going for older women older than him. Would you feel some type of
no,
way?
there's nothing wrong with.
And if it
vintage-
was a woman doing the same thing, I don't think you feel the same
there's
way.
nothing
either.
wrong with vintage vagina.
I feel you.
Next, all right. So getting into Drake.
I like that one. I like that.
Getting into Drake, like I was trying to tell you guys, his house has been vandalized for trying to stick his Johnson into somebody else's wife. So the ex-manager Don C of Kanye West got a text message from Drake, and then all of a sudden now it's "Get out of LA" Drake all over his store and home in LA. What do you think about that?
Wait, hold on. Okay, there's a lot you unpackaged right there.
What you mean?
Don C texted Drake and said, "Get out of LA."
Yeah, pretty much. After he texted Don C's wife, Drake did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who is this Don C?
He is the ex-manager of Kanye West. He's kind of big in the music.
He makes nice Jordans. He has nice Jordans.
He makes nice Jordans.
Hold on. A lot's going on right now.
Right.
Him and Kanye still fuck with each other. Him and Don C. Right.
I guess.
I know it's on again, off again, but I
Yeah.
think they're still.
Yeah, they're still
like
kind of
brethren.
cool. Right.
So is this Drake's way of like trying to like
No,
get in the inner circle and like?
I don't know. Being a
What
troll.
do you? This dude. And so they vandalized his house saying and spray painted "Get out of LA."
Yeah, pretty much.
That's trash, but
Yeah.
that's whack.
That's whack.
To get out of LA, we just vandalizing.
Yeah.
What? Text your wife, bruh.
Oh,
Come
my
harder than just
God.
text and get out of
Oh,
LA.
my
What are you, the owners
God.
of LA?
Clearly.
Drake should touch down to LA with his little private plane and just walk around. Like, what are y'all gonna do? Like, Don C, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Look, first and foremost, don't text niggas' wives. That's not okay.
Right. That's definitely not okay.
That's a no-no. Man.
Yeah, that's a no.
Just the retaliation's kind of like movie-ish. You know what I mean?
But the problem is, like, you ain't putting a gun in her head neither, and it's like,
Ooh, Drake?
no. Yeah, I'm saying like somebody's wife, like,
How did he get the number?
that's what I'm saying. You ain't put a gun in her
Ooh.
head, like, she passed off.
That's a good one. How did he get the number?
Yeah, but you could get the number from a friend of a friend that was like, yo, oh, you got her number?
I'm trying to stab.
Not even that. He would just do it on some troll shit. Like,
I'm trying to stab. Man,
crazy.
talking about places being vandalized and homes. Jim Jones just lost his house, one of his houses.
Damn.
It was in foreclosure for a long period of time. His mortgage was about $4,800 on it, and the house sold for $100.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes. His house in Jersey, beautiful home, well worth over
well, guys, I'm a new owner of
$300,000.
our new home in Jersey.
Right.
I didn't tell y'all. I came
I
up.
just bought Jim Jones home for
I
$100.
came up, y'all. I came up.
I definitely came up. Little Nas X decided that he's taking a break from music right now.
After he caught a lick, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How? You got one song out, you taking a break?
Got two.
He got Panini.
Whoa.
Panini.
He got
I don't know
Panini.
that. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he
But I
got
feel you.
Panini.
I mean,
How you taking a break?
But it's been a
It's just
long
not a break.
It's
year.
not a break.
The
It's not a
industry
break.
is gimmicky.
You think it's gimmicky because you know Nicki Minaj just did the same thing, but then came out with a single called Fendi. She just said she was retiring, Nicki,
but nobody cared. And,
And
then
then-
she was like,
It's a
who
thing.
cared?
and then all of a sudden she came out. Why nobody cared?
Who
You're
cared?
being so mean right now.
I'm not being mean. I'm being
You
real.
are.
Nobody cared.
Everybody cared.
You were like distraught. Like,
I wasn't distraught. I could care less. I want to talk about the Super Bowl real quick. So right now we have co-headlining Jennifer Lopez and Shakira for the Super Bowl, and everybody is dragging Jay-Z. And I'm just trying to figure out, why are we dragging Jay-Z? Why are we dragging Jay-Z? Because the NFL decided to bring on Jennifer Lopez and Shakira in Miami, which makes sense. Doesn't that make sense? Think about it. Miami, Hispanic. Why wouldn't you
niggas
want
wanted
to?
Trick Daddy and Kodak.
So
Like,
what's the problem?
I don't understand. Like,
So they figured since Jay-Z has now have this partnership with the NFL in terms of their music selection and how they're branding themselves, that they figured it was going to be some artists from Rock Nation. But let's look at the demographic. Why aren't we having J-Lo and Shakira down in Miami? Why would we rather see Trick Daddy and Rick Ross?
No, I'm just saying it only makes sense to have those two.
You think it would only make sense?
Pitbull, I don't understand. I'm mad because it's not Pitbull.
Pitbull's trying to get on though.
Dale. It should have been Pitbull featuring those two.
Pitbull is actually trying to get on that lineup
There's
right
no way
now,
he shouldn't have been
which
on that.
I feel like he should have been.
Mr. 305 or 106.
You know
What
what's
is it?
crazy?
What's up?
That, Hov turned it down last year. Remember?
Right.
Yeah.
He was going to.
Right. And
Because
he told a few
he saw
people.
the bigger bag. He wanted this bag.
He told a few people to
He
turn
wanted the
it
bigger
down
bag.
too. And people,
But he like, you gotta pay to do it? I'm not paying. Y'all gonna pay me.
Oh, they was paying him?
You have to pay to do the Super Bowl.
wait, what?
Because it's like an advertisement. You pay for all the
that's-
fireworks
I didn't know
and
that.
all the other shit. Yeah.
Cardi B thing.
Yeah. The artists have to pay. Yes. That's a fact.
How much?
whatever it is to like put on that shit, because it's the biggest advertisement you could ever ask for. They just give you the platform.
Wait.
You can Google it. You can Google it.
Can I Google that?
You can
Because I
Google
don't believe yo.
You can Google it.
That's crazy. Why are we paying to be?
What? How, as an artist, you have to take that back. Like, you have to take it. Your people that never even knew you are going to know you tomorrow, the next day. The Super Bowl's the biggest thing on television.
No.
It is.
I mean, it is, but no. I'm not paying to be on no
You know how much
fucking...
the advertisements go for? The advertisements
it's
alone
like-
go for millions of dollars.
Yeah,
So
for like
are
30
you
seconds.
saying that the opportunity to be on for like 15 minutes in front of all those people, the advertisers wish they can get that? They're paying bags on bags just for a minute and 30 seconds. You got to take the fucking risk. You
I
got
don't
to go out
know.
there.
I don't know about all that.
I'm
I
just
ain't
telling you.
I ain't taking the risk. I'm not taking the risk right now. I can tell you that one.
So you're already established. It's not going to be like a random artist wouldn't just, like Kodak's not doing it.
Right.
This is J-Lo and Shakira, they have established careers. Like,
Right.
they got hits they could play. And
I'm
then
thinking-
all that. Shake your hips.
I would
and-
love for Diddy to come out.
What she just do? Oh, Hustlers.
Yeah, so she and
Oh, I didn't see
out
that.
of, I haven't seen Hustlers yet. It's a new Jennifer Lopez movie which has Keke Palmer, Lizzo, Constance Wu, a few other people, but the
Cardi B,
lady.
right?
Yeah, Cardi's in it too. And the lady that actually they are basing the story off of is trying to sue the hell out of him over it right now because she said that no one ever gave her like the bag that she was looking for. But they're actually saying J-Lo might be nominated for an Oscar for this movie. And this is what I don't like. This is what I don't like. Why are we not? That's the rumor right now. They're trying to nominate. They're trying to put in a nomination. They're saying her role was that good that she can get an Oscar nomination.
I
Here's
didn't
my
watch
thing.
it, so I have no
Here's
comment.
my thing on it, and it's not. You don't even have to watch the movie. So right,
You kidding me?
they did the same thing with Denzel Washington. Right, there's many roles they could have gave Denzel an Oscar for, but they gave him for the trifling ass role in Training Day.
J-Lo should have won an award. Whoa.
No, what I'm saying is that why are we giving out Oscars to minorities that are doing like these
stereotypical role.
right?
Like,
Even
hold
like
on.
Halle Berry, she was sucking a white man's dick, like, and she got an Oscar for it. On the, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't.
Hold
I
on, you're
can't-
saying a lot. You're unpacking a
No,
lot
what do you
here.
mean?
Denzel's role was amazing. He
Denzel's
killed that
role was amazing,
So I don't
but
really
he's
want
played
to.
a lot. You didn't think he deserved
should've
an
won it for
Oscar
the
for
Hurricane.
Malcolm X?
I said he should win it for the Hurricane, but it's all like he
Relative?
should win it for a lot of other awards. I don't know who he was going against in those categories those years. That's a whole other thing. I didn't watch this movie, so I really don't have an opinion.
I just
I'm
don't
just
like. I just don't like how. I just don't like how they give out these roles to how minorities get like these Oscar nominations for like roles that is so typical. Like, you know,
I
like,
understand what you're saying.
she should have got it for Selena. You know what I'm saying? Just like
I don't know if her acting was that good.
I think her acting was okay.
Her
Now,
dancing.
talking about actors, I'm gonna bring up an actor that you kind of like, Will Smith. He's been tapped on the shoulder to play Nicky Barnes.
No,
Yes.
absolutely not. I
Yes.
don't want to ever watch that movie.
Yes.
No.
You seen it?
Will
Not
Smith's
yet.
trash. Okay, yo, kind of like. Well, you know my feelings on Will Smith. Look, yo, that new movie's coming out in. It looks
Gemini?
like trash.
Yeah,
it looks
Gemini
like garbage.
looks really horrible.
I'm sorry,
But
Will Smith. This is
he's 51. Happy birthday, Will Smith.
yeah, happy birthday. Will
But he's about to play Nicky Barnes.
Smith. No.
What do you think,
No.
Tess?
No.
No comment.
Ah!
Marshall Ali. Call him
No
Marshall Ali.
comment. Oh, okay.
Who's a better actor, Marshall Ali or Will Smith?
Who's that?
He played in Moonlight. He played in.
He was in Luke Cage.
Luke
He was the
Cage.
bad guy in season 1 of Luke Cage.
He was in a lot of stuff.
He was
Green
the
Book.
uncle in Spider-Man. The Spider-Man movie with Miles Morales. He did the voiceover acting.
Nobody's gonna remember that.
He's gonna be the new Blade in the
Oh yeah, the guy that's
MCU.
gonna be the new Blade.
He's a very good actor, but nonetheless.
Yeah, but no.
Like Will, like this the first time he said he's stepping out, you know, from the sci-fi genre, and
Right.
The ro-com, you know, genre into crime drama.
Right.
Never saw him, you know, portray a bad guy. So I don't know.
And but
I think
Nikki
you gotta give it a
Barnes
chance.
though,
I
like
would-
that's a pivotal figure. You know what I'm saying? Like in
Yeah.
kind of like gangsters type shit.
If he does it and does it well, it'll redefine him.
He'll probably
to
get an
me.
Oscar nomination.
Because I don't think I'm going to be able to, or anybody else is going to be able to look past the likable guy that he is. I don't know Nicky Barnes. Maybe he was a charismatic, likable guy, and that's the way he's going to play it on scene. But like, I need you to not be likable. I can't even see you killing somebody on screen in like
So
a
let me ask you
bad
this.
way.
What's the difference? Like when you look at Denzel.
Because Denzel embodies the character. Like, he is a likable person and can play a non-likable person.
So basically, being that we never saw Will do that is gonna, you just got, you know what I mean?
You know, that's what I'm saying. It's good. That's if he can do it, I'll believe it.
Yeah, actor. So like,
Is he?
I mean, come
he?
on, you're around actors. You
He
know
plays
not
himself
all
in every
actors-
role.
Yeah, he says he plays himself in every role.
Every role. Every role. I can't really think
Even
of one that he
Aladdin?
never played
I mean,
himself.
well,
Yes.
He
He played Will Smith as a genie.
Well, Nicky Barnes was a drug kingpin.
Right.
I have to see
that's- and he wasn't, you know, so.
I don't know. I think
to see it.
I think it's gonna
Yeah.
be very, very interesting. But shout out to Will Smith on that one.
Good for him.
I'm gonna bring up Tekashi again.
Oh man.
And this is actually gonna kind of, you know, I have to bring him up because, like, first of all, he's saying that he does not want to be in witness protection.
As he shouldn't.
He wants to just be out and about.
As he should.
Yes, he did. He said that he does not want witness protection.
Guys, the bags are coming.
And he's
I
supposed
don't
to
think
be,
everybody's seeing them.
He's supposed to be out. If everything goes, all the snitching goes as planned, he's going to be out. It did go as planned. He's going to be
Somebody,
out
you know,
early next year. Now,
He's
and this is definitely going to segue into everything, you know, but what do you, in terms of that, like, what do you think about Tekashi's whole situation and about him kind of getting caught up in the light?
Can I just, before we start?
Yes.
There's new news that's been,
What's the
there were
news?
multiple informants.
There was.
There's now been
There's an
3
informant
other
that,
informants.
that was in
The driver was the
9 train.
informant.
Yeah.
The another person was an informant, and
Right.
there's a rumor that another person that we talked about earlier also was an informant. But we'll just keep it moving
Oh.
and continue.
But I'm not going to say
So he wasn't the only snitch in this case.
he was not.
So I want, because
Yes.
let's not paint him to be, he's the only, it seems like the whole team was telling. So what, do we have a team still? But continue. I'm sorry.
All right, Tekashi cheerleader.
I'm not cheerleading. I'm just talking about real life, like,
Okay.
It's all bad.
I mean,
All that's
just
bad.
and like I said, this is definitely going to segue into you, Tez. Like, in terms of watching this now in 2019, caught up in the life. Like, how do you think that this is going to play out for him if he comes out without any protection?
Wow. It's sad because like you still got people out here, you know, that follow old school rules. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
know, that's honorable, that's sturdy, that's really stand up individuals. And them type of individuals will not allow you to be around them. It's some individuals that will say, look, I'm gonna go ahead and handle that because he's an informant or a snitch. Just due to the code of honor or the rules that they, you know, and banner that they grew up under. So it's people out there that will do that.
Right.
You know, so let's be mindful of that for one. The industry accepts everybody. It's sad that they do that because what that does is if they let him come out and then get money, what it does is it promotes a bad stigma because they'll say, look, Tekashi got away with it. I can do it. I can go portray this make-believe rapper or whatever you want to do in the industry. And if I get in trouble, all I got to do is just talk my way out of it. And then everybody's going to accept me again. As opposed to when you look at what's going on with Alpo and them type of guys. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few producers that already came out and was just like, yo, I'm ready to do a song for him the moment he steps out. There's already interviews that are set up for him the moment he steps out. And he feels that,
movies,
like, literally he could walk out just with security 24/7 and it's okay.
Now, here's the thing. Those people, they don't care. They want to keep their lights on. So they don't have no morals. They don't have no ties and integrity to the game, to the street code.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, okay, that's why you're like, oh, I'll do it. All these loans looking for a check, being greedy,
Mm-hmm.
but
Right.
you're putting your life on the line. And what if you hurt somebody else's family? Now you telling on people and you giving these, like 3 of them already got 3 life sentences. The leaders of their whole organizations, they got 3 life sentences in 30 years.
Shotty got 15.
Yeah.
He played good, and it was crying. This is what I'm saying. Like, y'all dudes is running around doing what y'all doing, and then you cry, stand what you do. But,
Right.
But what about you telling on a person's family and taking them away from their loved ones? It could be his son, it could be his nephew.
Mm-hmm.
How you think they feel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you told on my
Mm-hmm.
pop or my brother, I'm going to get you. So you got to worry about that. You got to worry about people, family members, or people that they looked out for.
Yeah.
So.
Let me.
Because it's really people like that out here that's going to move on something like that.
So let me ask: do you think it would be a brighter idea for this man to at least do some time? Because it's like, I mean, he did some time already, but it's like I don't feel like it's enough to be like to perp on shit and then get caught up and then snitch on everybody. I just don't think it's enough. Like I don't think it's enough.
It's sad to say it. Like, he should just did his time. I mean, he wasn't cut for that. He wasn't built for that. They took this man from, he was working with, like, I forgot, one of them stores somewhere. He was working somewhere. They took him, they rebuilt him, but then you put him allegedly into a gang situation. Y'all kind of, like, brought on yourself. But
You brought up that point you brought up right there. That sums up everything. It's everybody else's fault. This he was a young child, and you, the OGs, grown men on the phone talking about we gotta super violate. Y'all brought him in. Why did you bring him so close? You could have extorted him from far away.
Right.
You didn't have to let him be all there shooting in fucking Barclays Center, going bucking in the middle of the fucking broad daylight. Yo, he didn't do that.
They got
run down on people in Times Square. Are you fucking twice?
They got
twice.
Shotty on.
Look,
they got Shotty on audio stating that he got 5, like he gunned down 5 people in one day.
Yeah, and that's why he took the 15 years. He was the smartest person out of the whole thing.
they would have cooked him.
Cooked.
If he didn't, I mean, 15 is a nice mountain, but
yeah,
if he'd probably had like 40, 50 years or something. They was definitely.
Why did you keep him so close?
So smart. Like, you don't do that. You don't take nobody. If you in the street life, you don't take nobody that's square and then you tell them, like, you bring them to these elements. They not cut from that cloth.
Right.
From a business standpoint, you lead them where they supposed to be. So that's where they went wrong.
Right.
Now, it's still because at first he was civilian. Now you brought him over to the game. So then you become a part of the game. You dig what I'm saying? But it's still wrong for what he did because you sent so many people to jail. It's like.
But they were going to kill him. They set up, the cops pulled him over, was like, yo, they're going to kill you when you go to Foxwoods Casino. Like, they're going to kill you. That's why we're pulling you over right now. Like, it's either you go, we can't have a shootout in the middle of Foxwoods, so you have to come with us.
So that's how they snatched.
Yeah. And they said, they're fucking your baby's mom. We have the tapes here. You could hear the conversations, all this. So
what is he supposed to do?
Where's the loyalty?
Take his time, though.
Take your time. You got
Take the time for doing what?
Because you signed up for it. You signed up for it.
What did he sign up for?
He's to be famous, to be in the 9 trade
to be plotted on to be murdered because he didn't give out bags to the right people because they're splitting apart because they thought, like we're saying, they should have handled him different, and the other groups was like, nah, we the new death row, and it was like when he decided to go with this side that said let's be the new death row, the niggas tried to kidnap him in the car.
Here's the thing, right?
Oh, what? This is a movie.
I gotta agree with her. Here's the thing. he signed up for it. So it's like if they telling you, yo, prick your finger, whatever they do, bringing him home and want him to be a part of a gang. Once you knew that you're joining a gang,
True.
You're joining the Crips or the Bloods, whatever.
Right.
It's different. It's not entertainment no more. You're in a gang. That's
Gang first.
So
Man.
when you're saying that's like this.
But there's
If we you like, yo, I want to sign you, but you got to be.
There's no like, the underlying joints in the contract. Like if I get violated, I can kind of like bypass that situation because.
Oh, bro.
But if it's like this, if I'm saying, come on, let's go do this to a particular person, let's go do that. You know, right from wrong, you got free will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not messing with that. Or let's
That's a
go
fact. That's a
violate
fact.
somebody.
Let's
You're not
figure
gonna
out
do
another
it.
way of becoming a SoundCloud
You
rapper.
were coming to be in a gang. A gang. So
Yeah.
You know what a gang entails.
This happens to a lot of other rappers though.
And guess what? You signed that. That's when you signed up. Like he could have said, "No, I don't want to do it. I'm cool. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a civilian. I just want to make music. I don't want to be a part of a gang." Then they put all that stuff on his face and
Crazy.
Breezy's doing the same. Chris Breezy.
I mean, a lot
They
of
all
them
pay
do.
for the protection.
I mean, Snoop was
okay, but
Blueface. I mean, Cardi. Like,
Cardi.
you know.
Exactly.
I mean, like, but they know, but they were in control. Like, he had no control. Like, that was the whole
It was
problem.
the people around him had no control.
No, he needs to have control
I
of
just
his
brought
life,
up 3
though.
situations they were letting off in broad daylight in the middle of Barclay Center. Like,
that was bad.
that's all out of control. You ran down on somebody in Times Square. White people just were walking by, holding bags. This little old white lady opened the door during the like. What, do you have no sense in your mind?
Yeah, you can't do that. They
And he's in the car with them.
Yeah.
The bag is in the. We are. And you took the plea for 15 years. What was he supposed to do? Take the whole 45? Like,
47.
come on. Come on. Man.
No?
No,
No?
you can't ask civilians to do like.
But
It's like taking somebody and luring them into the army and throwing them into the front line and being like, and then you send them into a mission to go
But they
get.
sign a waiver
Is
to
he
be in the
wrong for
army.
doing that? Is he wrong for doing that?
Who? Takashi? I think he was wrong for all of it. Like I wouldn't have made. I wouldn't have. I don't know. It's
3 life sentences
What?
plus 30 years.
they
right?
did that to themselves.
But he testified to. I'm saying like, here's the thing. He's evidence.
The case was already built. Like they're just using now. He's just a pawn.
Okay, well they shouldn't have used. He shouldn't have took the stand and told any information about them. If they had their case, why do you need him to get on the stand? I'm saying, so is he wrong for that?
Are they wrong for violating him?
No. Is he wrong for that? We know
2
that.
wrongs don't make it right,
He-
and I got to look out for my family myself when it's all said and done. I was an entertainer. I was never.
But
I
he
never held
signed
the gun
up
and held
for
it.
But
He did.
signed
He
up.
did. He did.
So
He's
you
wrong.
don't get the right to do that.
He's wrong, and
You
I'll
don't
take
get
this
that.
one L for the rest of my life.
He's wrong.
He's wrong. He's wrong in the
He don't get right
in
to
the
that.
sense of the gang, but the gang was shaky to begin with. It was on mad shaky ground.
So because
You
the
got-
gang
you
didn't
got
have a
3
strong
people that are already
platform or a
government
strong
employees.
foundation.
No, it was 3 other government employees with you. So what team are we working for now? Are we working for the government? Because 3 people are also government employees with me, and the rest of y'all, you don't want to like you. You want to kill him. Like
Okay, now
it was a bad
Yeah,
team.
this
It was like
thing-
joining the bad NBA team.
It's like joining the Browns.
Yeah.
I think I don't know like that. You can't he signed up for it.
And why
You
would
gotta follow the sport. You have to. Like,
Did they shake him down to join, or did he seek out the? I don't know how.
I
don't
think he seeked out wanting to be
I thought
famous.
they
He
joined
didn't
him-
have the money to do it or the clout, and he signed his life sentence
on.
once he signed up with
I
them.
feel like he was already on. I think he was getting on the YouTube views before the fucking. Because you can go back and look at those videos before he wasn't. I mean, now the numbers are gonna be skewed, but he was on before. He got. I think he got approached in backstage like, "Yo, you need protection. You gonna move around this way." Look, if you approach me the wrong, like, I don't know if I'm a young kid. Like, if I'm like, all right, I get a little clout and I get the protection to move around where I want to. Nobody's gonna beat me up or take away nothing. It's a very convincing situation to be thrown into. That's why a lot of these kids get tied up in the musicians when they're coming up. You got to move from city to city. Niggas might try you, and he made a bad decision. Yes, that is what side he signed up for.
Right.
But at the end of the day, his heart wasn't into it, and their heart wasn't into him either. They were not riding for him either. They were not. They just weren't. Shotty was because he's a psychopath. But the rest of them niggas was fucking his baby's mom, kidnapping him in cars. What are we doing? Anyway, sorry. But he's wrong.
You think he's wrong?
From the standpoint of, like, I'm part of a team, and he's not riding for the team.
And on that note, I want to get into why I have
Not a good segue, but
why I have Tez here today. If you guys don't know, I have Tez, aka Tez_the writer from Instagram. He is not only the writer but the executive producer of a new crime drama coming out soon called The Probe. And I see that there's going to be a few episodes. How many episodes do you have for first season right now?
6.
6? Okay. And how long are they? Because we...
Hour.
Okay, cool.
That's
I
about
hate
right.
half an hour. Unless it's a sketch comedy show.
Is that the cap? What you're going with 6 episodes for the first season?
It's 6 to 8.
6 to 8. Okay, that's
Network,
perfect.
Yeah,
That's
network's
perfect.
6 to 8 right now.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Well, I want to talk, and like I said, I want to talk a little bit more about you and your backstory in terms of where you came from and where we're at right now. So, Tez, are you from Philadelphia?
Absolutely.
Born and raised?
West Philadelphia.
See, another bright star from West Philadelphia.
That's what I'm saying.
Awesome. Okay, so you're from West Philadelphia. For the people that don't know you, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Wow.
You're more of a writer. I kind of want to know about why The Probe. And you guys don't know, because I've been kind of stalking him. He does have a book out called Caught Up in the Life. And it's supposed to be a part 2 for that, right?
It's done.
Is it done?
It's done.
Okay, can we get the audio? I need the audio. Okay.
I know, right?
Yeah, I need the audio. I'm telling you, right? I don't read actual books. I need the audio. But,
Come on.
but
I need a voiceover model.
we'll talk about that.
Okay.
But, just talking about Caught Up in the Life, can you tell us a little bit about the story and where did that come from?
Wow. That story actually, it was inspired by my incarceration. You know, I did that when I was away. You know, I was on 18 and a half years, president. And I think it was, when did I start that? 03? 03.
Okay.
I started that in 03. It was a challenge. It was like, I never went to school for journalism, nothing. It was just like, yo, you got a story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Like, tell your story and also tell the things that you saw, and what inspired you, or what you took in from the streets. So my thing was to start putting the pen to the paper, and that's what I did with Court and Life. It's a cautionary tale, but it's a learning piece about the streets. There's no way. It's like we just talking about the 6ix9ine situation. It's the piece. It teaches individuals coming up in the game not to glorify it and to watch out for the pit stops and the holes. That's a part of the game, because one thing about the game, the drug game, is that you initially start off just trying to just keep up. Well, as a youngin', that's what I did. Like, far as the clothing, the sneakers, and you want to impress the girls, and money in your pocket, movies, and that's where it starts. And then it gets addictive because it comes so fast. It's not like you waiting every week or 2 weeks for a paycheck. It's the instant gratification. You're like, damn, I just did this in 5 minutes. I made $40, $50 or $100. I'm making $200-$300 a day.
Exactly.
Right.
So
Fast money.
that's how my main character, which his name is Molly, that's how he got caught in life. Like, he started off like that, and then he grew addicted. And the money kept coming in, and then, it's the irony of the power that you get. Now people looking at you different, respect. Next thing you know, you taking that, flipping that, and then you like, I'm the man now, so, yeah.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that you did 18 years.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a real bit. How did you come up with, outside of, we know the synopsis, but how did you come up with the confidence to write that? Because there's a difference. I mean, I have stories in my head I want to write all day. I don't know if I would have the confidence enough to come out and to have people think that my story is important enough to read. So, how did you get that confidence, especially, coming out of a situation that you did?
It was all I had. In prison, all you really have is you got to cling on to something, because if not, you can go crazy. Some people killed themselves. You need there's only a few things you could do. You can work out, you could cling on to a religion,
Right.
but you gotta find yourself. It's like you strip to nothing when you're incarcerated because of your freedom. You're powerless. You're not the person who you once were
Right.
when you were home. You're listening to guards and SEALs telling you when to eat, sleep, and shit. You dig what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like it's a bad thing. So my thing was to use it as an outlet to keep my mind, sane, and just to keep me strong. And what I did was it helped me escape. They had my body, but they didn't have my mind. So yeah, it just helped me escape.
Gotcha. Now, in terms of once you got out and that that transition of now, being out, and how did you make that transition into what you're doing now? Because you're doing major things. All jokes aside, please go to his page on Instagram at Tez TEZ _ the THE writer WRITER. Because you're doing not only did because a lot of people write while they're in jail. I'm gonna be honest with you, they write just to kind of get their emotions out and have something to do. But to be able to come out and segue into something like this, in terms of I saw that you were working with Kevin Hart last year in terms of the upside, Bryan Cranston, that's major. So I'm just trying to see how are you able to kind of take that energy and make it into something amazing?
Wow. Once I made my mind up, actually when I finished the book and I put it out there and I was just letting people read, I'm because like I said, I'm is it good? I know I can write, but is it good? So I started putting it out there. It's just people in prison, people in jail is the worst critics. If you can get an avid book readers, because all you do is read in there.
Right.
But if you can get past that, you can make it anywhere. It's just you can make it in Philly or New York. You can make it anywhere. So it was they were yo, tweak this, rewrite this.
Yeah.
This, that. So I had maybe 10 rewrites.
Oh, okay.
Before I got to the level that I needed to get to.
Okay.
I had a question. All right, I got a couple questions actually. Okay. So, one that is I don't know if you've ever seen Orange is the New Black. That's definitely in there. The girl was writing a book, and they were critiquing her in the same exact way that you're speaking of right now.
Oh,
which
yeah,
is
you're
phenomenal.
right.
Yeah, that's exactly. She was writing the space thriller, and she would give parts out to the girls, and the girls would be like, "Oh, I love this. Can you make the character do this next time?" And blah 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 blah. Exactly what you just mentioned.
Damn, that's dope. That's dope.
But my question is more so. I got two. What is your writing process? Do you write putting pen to paper, or do you sit there and type? That's just one. That's a random thought. And then the other one is, when you write, do you write to put it on film, or are you writing just for the standpoint of just this is just going to be a book? I just want it to live here, and if it happens to be a film later on, that's what it is. But when you write, do you write with the intentions of this being a film?
We writing for
I don't know if that's even a.
Are we writing for the bag? Are we writing for the bag?
Not for the bag, just bringing both mediums together. Is that what your intentions always are, or is it just to write a book?
To answer your first question, I write shorthand. I do it the pen and paper because that's how I always started. In there you had word processors, and this was still typewriters in there, so I can see it. I can do a quick edit if I'm looking at it, and I can see seeing the pen and paper. I can see it, and then I'll type it, and then I'll do it. I'll finish out with that, but I don't like to start like that because there's two things that happen. Sometimes you could be typing so fast, right, and your thoughts are running, and you don't capture what what came across your mind. You might, and damn. But if I'm writing it, I know I got it down there. And it happened to me before, and I didn't like that, and I couldn't remember my thoughts, and I was like, I lost.
Is it because it's so easy to self-edit when you're typing, and when you write, you're actually putting them? You're like, I already thought this part out, and it's written down.
Yes, it's dangerous to do it that way. Like that's just for me, my process.
Okay.
I write it down when I can see it. I know I got it because it's dear to me, and is you don't want to lose that. You know, like some writers tell me, "Oh, I started a book, but I threw it in the trash." You can never do that. You'll never get those thoughts back. Like, you know, it's 10 pages. They get frustrated, and you never throw your stuff away. Never. You just come back to it.
Right.
You know. And to answer your second question was,
do you write with the intentions to always take it to a film medium?
Or absolutely. I'm done with books. I'm not writing no more.
Okay. All right.
Like,
see,
I'm burnt out.
That's the question.
Honey, the bag.
That's the question.
I mean, I'm gonna put out Court in Life 2, which is done. Court in Life 3 is Court in Life is a trilogy.
Okay.
Cleopatra. That's done. I got 4 short stories, and I got one more book. Why Do Men and Women Cheat? That's something that me and Mama Jones, Jim Jones, we got in the cut. Yeah.
Mama Jones, she is spicy. I like her. That's what's up.
But I'm done because it takes too much energy out of you. Oh, my autobiography, but that's like later on in life. I'm still running around. That's it. Everything else is going on screen. I was gonna do plays. It's too much. It's too much. It's draining. So, TV shows, reality shows, and movies. That's it.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay. So just while you guys were talking about in terms of writing, I know that when I write, like you said, it's very powerful because when you write something down, it's more believable. It's like right there in your face. But you mentioned that you're now kind of looking for everything to go on screen. So how did the probe start? How did writing the probe start? Where did the idea of, okay, I got this, let me see if I can get Clifton Powell and all these amazing actors and actresses together to do this crime drama in Philadelphia. So where did that come from?
Wow. It started on the bump. Like, after I finished Court in Life, I'm like, now I'm looking like the real money is in movies and is in film and television. So what I did was I learned how to write, movies. So I think I wrote my first 6 movies. I just banged them out, Then I learned how to write, TV after that. So once I did that, I'm like, I want to do a television show. But I said, Philly don't got one.
Right.
I sat back and I watched. Not in reality, I said in the real world, but we never had a television show, period, a crime drama. So I'm like, I'm looking at all this corruption going on. I see what was going on with Seth Williams, our district attorney. He got incarcerated for the corruption scandal he did. Then you got Shaka Fattah. He got 15 years with the feds. And his son, he got 5 years. So it was Kathleen Kane, our attorney general.
Right.
She got 18 months or something. So it didn't stop. And then you just noticed that Jeffrey Blackwell just got indicted about 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Political corruption.
Right.
And I was saying, and even the judges, even one of my judges, he was involved in a roofer scandal back in 96. He was no way he should have been back on the bench or presided over my case. You understand what I'm saying? It's so crazy. Like the corruption in Philadelphia has been going on for so long, and it's never been brought to the forefront. So that's what it was about. And I kept looking at the Daily News and looking. I'm like, it's right there, and nobody's doing it. Even a local. What's the I forgot the dude name with the construction thing. How was his name? It'll come back to me. But yeah.
So where are you writing this what point of view are you writing this from?
What, the probe?
Yeah.
I'm writing it. I'm writing it.
Are you a cop, a judge? Are you somebody in it? Like, where is it? Is it just like
third? I'm writing in third party. I'm writing it from the perspective of everybody. So I'm showing you the corruption on the judicial system level, the political level, law enforcement, because all them cops, just all the dirty cops.
Trust me,
everything, and urban drug dealing in Philly. Meaning, what's going on? What do you got to do to get to the top? So you're gonna see the underworld meets the corporate world. Okay, that's what the probe is.
Okay.
So in terms of bringing and shedding light on, Philly's not only corruption but just everything else. How did the people that you do have from Philly, like I see Gilly the Kid is in it, I see Miss Cat's in it, in terms of that, like, did they come to you kind of saying that we want to be a part of this, or did you go out and reached out to them in terms of, I need to have you guys in this?
Well, actually, what you like, one thing about Hollywood, they finicky. They don't want really new faces. Like if they want to buy something, you gotta have people with faces that has been out there that's proven in Hollywood. So what I did was, my strategy was a little different, because I didn't want them to put me in a box and like,
right.
oh, y'all gonna be in this platform, on this particular service or whatever. So my thing was, I knew how big it was. Like it needed to breathe. And so what I did was, shout out to the director, Derek Hammond, Trey Chaney, Neil Carter, Dennis White, Clifton Powell, Jasmine Burke, J.D. Williams.
Absolutely.
They smashed it, Cody Carter, Charles, shout out to a lot of my co-producers and actors.
Right.
They had a couple connects with a lot of those guys. I knew some people, and what we did, we made it work. We reached out, and the process started off with the script. Send me the script, and we see what it looked like.
Yeah.
Right.
They like, oh,
they believed
this
in
some
it.
shit.
They believed in
Let's
it.
go.
Right.
This is my number. Get the bread to me, and we gonna make it happen. So my thing was, once I got the anchor, Clifton and Neil and guys like that a part of it, my thing was, okay, Philadelphia, who's that? Gilly's dude. I said, okay,
Great
gotta go get
personality.
him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Miss Cat. Because
Absolutely.
my thing was, why aren't nobody going to go get these people?
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I see what y'all doing. Y'all guys got all these platforms in the city, but y'all not helping nobody.
Right.
They won't help you.
Right.
And I'm looking right at them. I'm like, yo, they can act. Go get them.
Yes.
Right.
So that's what I did. You know what I mean? I went and got them.
It's so funny you brought that up, because when I was driving here, I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, so he has definitely some Hollywood black excellence in there, but he also has a lot of new faces, and just like, how does that work? And like, because a lot of people want to start off, doing something with nobody new in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody new in it versus having nobody, that we've seen before. So I'm glad that you said that you have to have somebody in there, like, in order for this to get done. Now, not only are you the writer, because I was looking at like the credits and stuff like that. I saw that you wasn't directing, but I saw that you was an executive producer on it. So that means there's some producing and there's some bags. How? No, I'm serious. So and it's executive producer. So that bag is a little bigger than co-producer or producer at the end. So what kind of, like, for people, because I have a lot of writer friends and creatives on my page, what kind of money are we looking at in order for you to get something like this done, in terms of, like, does it ever stop? Like, is it always something, or like,
at minimum,
you're
gonna need about $150,000 at minimum.
Okay.
So at least like probably $250,000 an episode. Like you gonna,
you got 6 episodes, bro.
I mean,
6 hours.
Let me do the math, okay?
That's 6 movies. You have to think about it like that.
250 and 6. That's over $1 million. Wow. Okay, so like, how do you get people to? I mean, your writing is amazing to be able to get people to believe in you, because essentially being a producer means I believe in the project. I am going to invest in it. So how easy or hard was it to get these producers to come aboard with you on a story like this?
It's very hard. It's very, very hard. Because they gotta believe in you. Number one, the writing has to be there. Then you gotta have the vision. Then you gotta be able to show them how would you market the project. Then you gotta be able to show them a return on their investment. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Is it gonna be equity in your company? Is it gonna be residuals? For the first season or the second season. So it's a few different things that need to be spelled out. And you better be ready.
Right.
You got to be
Right.
Not even so much a business proposal, but your term sheet and your top sheet, your budget summary has to be together. And people have money to spend. You know, if you
Yes.
can get to that level that
Yeah.
you know, if they got money to spend. Like right now, it's almost end of the fiscal year, so it's like
they gotta
want to
write
spend
some stuff
money
up.
because
They
they got
need
to
to
write
write
it
it
off.
off.
Write it off. Right. That's a good point.
Now we
Like,
gave them that for free. Y'all
yeah, we
next
gave you
time-
that. Absolutely.
So I got a question for you. In terms of writing, so you do dramas right now. It seems like these are all drama based, no comedy within there.
Yeah.
Do you want to ever venture out and just do a full blown comedy like a
Please
sitcom,
have me in it.
or
Please have
like
me in it.
what are your other inspirations? Since
Well-
right now you've already done something tangible that we can watch. What are some of the things like off of being but like a sci-fi movie? Like, do you ever like a horror genre? Like,
Yeah,
do you have those feelings?
No, here's the thing. I already got like 10 movies done. Like,
Okay.
Literally just written. Like I have.
I'm talking for the next one. For the next.
No, I'm about to explain to you.
Okay.
I got the horror.
Okay, okay.
It's called the Gin.
Okay.
The what?
The Gin.
Gin, like the drink.
G-I-N, like
Okay.
the gin, like devils.
Gin makes
Okay.
you sin.
Yeah.
Gin makes you
It
sick.
does. Trust me.
That's a tagline for the
can see
movie
why
right
it's a
there.
horror.
Tagline of the
Gin
movie.
is all right.
I can see why that's a horror. Okay.
That's devils released from the pits of hell. That's the log line for the Gin.
Okay.
We got Cooper Mart. Cooper Mart is a comedy. Cooper Mart is something I originally wrote for Kevin Hart and Mike Epps.
Okay.
I end up Kevin got it. Kevin got it. Mike read it and he has it, and that's another story. We working on something too.
Okay.
What else I got? Planet X. That's that right there. That's a sci-fi.
Okay.
That's gonna be real,
Planet
real
X.
dope.
I want to see that.
I definitely
what
want to
we're
see
doing.
that.
I want to hear. Look how we just get. No, you can't. You got that's.
I just want to know, how do you get your scripts or your thoughts or your ideas in the hands of somebody like Kevin Hart or Mike Epps or somebody like that? How do you physically get it to them? Because they probably get so many.
It's hard. Like, it's so many layers. It's like an onion. It's so many layers because as soon as you get next to one person, it's another gatekeeper right there. Like, damn, I thought I got to the... Remember Game of Death, Bruce Lee? You kept going.
Right.
Like, I thought I was... So it was like, I got through you. Now I got to see you. Like, well, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Right.
you got to be diligent, have some good material, and then hopefully you just meet the right people, meaning their heart is pure and genuine, want to see you win. Because I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Like, a lot of people don't know how to do business. Even a lot of black people, like, it's sad. The Jews know how to do business. Like, say for instance, you connected with Kevin Hart, your whole thing's supposed to be like, yo, listen, I believe in your project. We could do it two ways. I'm going to do it on the strength and take you to him because I want to see you win. Or, listen, let's set up I got a finder's fee situation, something pop. I'll just get a percentage of that. That's how you do business. You don't hold nobody back. You know what I'm saying? That's ready.
That's right.
Right.
So a lot of that's going on in the business right now. I experience a lot of it. This ain't, I'm talking from experience.
Right. Of course.
I got, I kicked open a lot of doors. Like, I walked in BET by myself. Nobody put me in touch with none of them people. I was just able to peel back the layers. They saw the talent, like, yo, come on. You think I'm saying? Shout out to BET right now. Shout out to Rock Nation. Like, there's a lot going on right now.
I know that's right. I know that's
That's
right.
beautiful.
Yeah, like the probe is covered. Like,
Yes.
it's in some serious hands right now.
Right.
I've got one more question. So
Go
when
ahead.
you write, do you write to a particular audience, or do you have, when you put the characters in these roles when you're writing, do you already have people that in your mind that you've dealt with that you're like, I'm writing it because that's that kind of person that I know that person? Or do you write it so much like, I need to write this for Kevin Hart, or I see Kevin Hart playing this role, or Mike Epps playing this role?
I did that with the comedy.
Okay.
I do that with like certain certain movies. Whoever, if I'm writing it for them and I want them to specifically have it, then I'll do that. It's dangerous though because you put yourself in a box.
Right.
If they don't like it, then it's like,
Who else can it be for now?
so
Right.
it has to be kind of like universal. You have to, like, it's tricky. That's when the art coming in. Whereas though, like, it'd be like, oh, it can fit Mike, or it can fit Kev, or it can fit Fatboy SSC or whoever.
Right.
So that's the tricky part. of
Okay.
it.
Okay. So we got 6 series, the probe, Saw the trailer. I'm like, ooh, can't wait for it to come out. What platform do you want to see this on? Because there's so many. Because right now, you already got 6 series done. So, like, for real, we can put it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We can put it on YouTube, put all 6 episodes on YouTube, get the YouTube views up, get the advertising dollars from there, call it a day.
That's what y'all want.
Why is it not on YouTube?
That's
I mean, because I was looking for it on
There's a
YouTube. Don't
Netflix
judge
bag.
me.
There's an Amazon Prime bag. What do you mean?
I know that.
There's an Apple Plus bag right now.
I know. There's a Peacock bag soon enough. You know what I'm saying? That's the new
just
one.
came out. It just started.
Yeah. I'm waiting to
It
see
just
the new
started,
show. Honestly,
next month.
That's
Next month it
honestly,
starts.
there's some new show.
Oh, yeah.
They're looking for new content right
Yeah,
now for
yeah.
Apple Plus
I don't
too.
even think they have any like
actual set
quote
shows
unquote
yet.
black people like
Yeah.
material.
Absolutely. And
I
that's
gotta
big.
talk to Apple.
That's
Apple's
big.
gonna-
Apple, absolutely. But like, I mean, oh, did I go down? But did that like really, in terms of why you didn't put it on YouTube? Is that because you're looking for a bigger bag? Because it's not like YouTube is not a big platform.
There's no paywall though.
Yeah.
What you mean?
He on point. Like,
I know, that's why he's my producer.
No, absolutely. Like, you don't want to, like, if you spending hundreds and hundreds of thousands, you don't want to have to wait for rev share. Like, I want what I put out.
Mm-hmm.
Every actor is paid. Everything is like, no, like, this is not, and no disrespect to people that do content and they put it right on YouTube. And I've seen the Money and Violence and I've seen all these other. This ain't shot like that.
Yeah.
This is no iPhone. This is the best.
High quality camera,
what I'm
4K
saying.
footage.
I know that's right.
I could have been did YouTube, but
Right.
we're not gonna sit there and pray for
Yeah.
and hope that it goes viral, hope that we
Right.
get enough rev shares and then somebody come in. We don't have time for that because
Right.
it was already you can't spend no investor money like that. You just can't do that.
Yeah.
You know.
Because they see
'Cause
the,
we
they
coulda
see,
did it. We
they
coulda
see
did
it bigger than that.
Right.
Everybody like the material must be so good that they obviously see this should be on a certain level. We can't just be D League.
Yo.
We go into NBA. We're 18. Let's get
Yes.
drafted.
Yes, I mean, and like YouTube just sent me an email the other day. It was like, congratulations, you're growing. Your page is growing. A trailer and like,
Right.
you know how they do the confetti thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And they like, yo, and I'm looking at them like, what? So they like, yeah, this how you can monetize. They click on
Yeah.
this and
Nice.
so they watching.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
And it only been like a couple months, so it's like we had like 6,000 views, and I'm like, cool. It could have been much more. I'd have put some more marketing. I said, well, let me chill for a minute
Right.
because it ain't about getting a deal from the marketing because it is what it is. It's just about being patient and being aggressive with these networks.
Exactly.
You know,
Definitely when we're putting all the good energy for all the networks. But is there a particular
yeah,
place
you
you
did say that.
would like to be at? If we could have the probe on any platform, where would you
I
like
gotta
to see
pick
the
one
most?
or what?
No. You could have like a top 5 if you want.
Top
You could
5.
go from like first
Get that Disney
down.
Plus bag.
They ready for the
bag.
proof?
That Disney Plus
That's the
bag.
bag.
They ready for the proof? I mean, it's a problem.
I mean,
What they looking for?
It doesn't matter. You
They
get
bought
that Disney
Hulu.
bag right
You know,
in
you just get in
Black
the
Panther
Hulu.
3.
Yeah, get
I
in
could
the-
just get up and just had a robe on and just come to the balcony and be like, I ain't coming up.
But if you had to go from like a top 5 from like where you definitely wanted to have it at versus like every place else, where what do you say?
I think that
Like you
ABC or anything
HBO.
like HBO? Why not? Why not HBO?
Well, HBO's that's the next tier. I
That's-
feel like FX is like
Right.
everybody gets it. Everybody there's no
No.
paywall
No,
to get FX. Yeah, FX is like
I mean,
I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. Like Snowfall and this like I'm saying there's
you gotta
no
remember FX, The Shield, Sons of
Yes.
Anarchy.
Yes.
Okay, you're right, you're right,
They
you're
had
right,
Breaking
you're right.
bangers.
Bad.
Breaking
They
Bad.
bring
Bad.
out amazing. They
Breaking
have
Bad was TMC,
so
right? Or was it?
Oh, no,
Oh, that was
FX?
AMC.
AMC.
AMC, you're right. You're right on that. But yeah, like FX, I feel like FX has a lot of
No, they do.
groundbreaking.
I'm not trying to neg them.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say
They got that bag.
HBO and Cinemax and like Stars, they behind a paywall. You have to pay to get to those channels, which
Okay.
means that the bag's a little bit different, I believe.
Right. Well, FX, Stars,
Okay.
Showtime,
Okay.
USA.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
TNT.
USA. TNT
I
is
mean,
good
that full
too.
USA's
Yeah.
Now, those are like networks.
Mr. Robot.
I say HBO.
Queen of the South.
Not yet.
I say HBO. HBO. Yeah. Now digital. I'm liking what Hulu did with Wu-Tang, so my eyes is on them right now. Hulu.
Have you been watching it?
Of course, that's that Disney
You've
bag
been
right
watching
there
it.
on the
I've
left.
been watching it.
I've been watching it. I had
Oh, you
started
haven't
watching
watched
Disney
it.
got Hulu?
Yeah, Disney owns Hulu.
That's what I'm saying. That's if you slide in the
Disney
Hulu,
bag.
you get part of the Disney bag.
Okay.
Now.
Hulu.
Cause yeah.
Netflix.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna see what's going on with Apple Plus.
Disney and Apple Plus.
Okay. Disney, Apple Plus. Amazon Prime. The only thing I got a problem with Amazon
Tell
is
them.
that
They let a lot of people on Amazon now.
they do, and guess what? They don't give you your money until on the back end. They just like YouTube, so it's like your content just sitting there.
Yeah.
It's hard to feel like
can't
it's
win
hard
like
to
that.
find shit on there too. Like if you're something new that I don't know about, it's gonna be. I'd have to know
Right.
specifically the title to get
An Amazon
to find
original
it.
or like a Netflix original. It gotta
Exactly.
be in your face. And
Right.
Exactly.
You can be like, yo, I'm on Amazon, but it's like they gotta search. Like you can't win like that.
No, you can't.
Like you're on, but nobody's saying yeah because y'all didn't put nothing in the market.
Exactly.
So yeah, digital. Google, Facebook, and what's the name doing something too? Facebook, Google, and I think Twitter, but and Snapchat. Them four, they getting into that space, but I haven't seen anything yet, so I don't know if they ready.
Well, the Facebook got the LeVar Ball show. Like
Right.
They got the
They
Jada's
have the red
But
round
is
table.
it people they watching?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jada just got
was up for
nominated for an
Emmy.
Emmy. Jada Pinkett got
Jada Pinkett.
nominated for
For
an
the round
Emmy
table
for the
shit.
round
So they're
table. Red
respecting
round
it.
table.
Off Facebook watch?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're
What channel
respecting
is
it.
that on?
I don't watch. I don't
Facebook.
even watch Facebook.
You just go on Facebook.
I don't
You
even
just go
watch- I
on
don't even- I
Facebook
hate
and you just
Facebook
look at it. But yeah, she's Emmy nominated off of a Facebook Watch show. So
Dang.
yeah.
He's
Now
on his
you
way.
had
He
mentioned
about to be right
you
there
had
with
mentioned,
right there with them.
well, I was
love,
saying
love.
title in my head. I was thinking title
Oh,
too. 'Cause
yeah,
you
I
had
forgot
mentioned
Tidal. I
you
forgot
had
Tidal.
mentioned Rock Nation, and
Right,
I know
Paywall.
they had purchased a show before.
The Money and Violence.
They had money in violence.
Exactly.
I don't know
and
what happened with that.
It ended up going to crap. They were about to do
No, I
season.
wasn't. It wasn't a joke. I wasn't
Yeah,
trying to make
do
a joke.
season 2, but he spent all the money and didn't give any of the cast any of the money. So
Can't
they
do
like
business like
went
that.
on the gram and like started talking shit about him, and then like it just ended up just
You
blowing up
can't
in
do
his
business
face.
like that. And
Yeah,
I
he
really
like
don't.
so he got the bag and he didn't take care of the people that helped him
And
get the
I
bag.
think that when HBO was attaching themselves to that, right?
Yep.
What
Yeah.
I don't know how he spent the bag. I don't know what
Yeah.
because he did a lot. He did. He wrote, directed,
And he did the
produced,
whole thing off of
and
his
I'm not-
iPhone.
Like what?
The
How much
first
am I
season was
giving
off
you?
of an
How much am I
iPad.
supposed to give you if you didn't really put like if you were the actor? I pay you like an actor. What you don't want? You want part of the whole thing? Like that's not fair. That you have to. Those people. I don't
They
know.
didn't get
I
paid
need-
at-
I need to stop.
supposedly they didn't get
'Cause
paid
I don't.
at
I can't
all.
speak on shit I don't know.
Right.
So maybe they just were upset. Like
The
I don't
bag
know.
wasn't
Again,
big
I don't
enough.
know. So I can't really
Right.
speak on it.
Right.
I'm not gonna speak on it. But I know he worked hard. That
They
one
did
dude
it.
worked hard.
They
Like
did it traditionally. They put it on YouTube and they generated enough
Buzz.
buzz and viewers in order for the big wigs to come after them. But it's like you got to pay your people. You can't make nobody work for free. Like
Right.
everybody in the pro, you'll never hear nobody talk bad about me.
no facts.
Never.
Are they saying they didn't get paid at all?
Yeah, so that's really what happened. Like, why? How you gonna get a bag from Hove? Hove co-signed, put your ass on title, gave you a bag, and Money and Violence didn't happen.
Well, because you can't
Season
do
2
it
didn't
without your
happen.
actors and your
You can't do
crew.
it without the original cast. That's just like
What's the
Drake going to
bag?
Top
Look,
Boy
he
saying,
know-
"Oh,
he
well, I'm
know
not
that ain't
paying
right.
none
He
of
like,
us."
that ain't right, is it?
It's not right. But I'm trying to. I like playing devil's advocate. Like I got how big was the bag?
I don't know how big it was
All right,
bag,
so if you
but
gave
it
him
was
100
big
grand,
enough
say
that
they
they
gave him
should have
100
gotten.
grand.
Yeah,
100 grand. Who
Right.
gave him 100 grand?
right.
I still gotta like put money into the show, so I can't pay. I'm
It's
still
supposed
at the
to work
level
for
where
free?
I'm at the level where I can't pay nobody yet.
But
100
but
grand.
now listen, is it sad?
You said it costs that much to put out an
the
episodes.
Pro.
He said 2
Now
grand.
listen,
That's
what I'm
the Pro,
saying.
right? It's sad. They wouldn't even let me shoot. See,
Yeah,
here's the
true.
here's the
Right.
dangerous part.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
If I'd have did it without going through the SAG office and all that, I'd have been stuck with a project. No network is going to touch it.
Right.
So if he did that, and without it being said, he's going to be in trouble anyway.
Yeah.
He's
They will
dropping jewels
find
right
him.
now.
That bag would be gone because they will find him so hard.
Mm-hmm.
You got to feed your actors. You better not feed your actors. No, SAG is like the mob.
Right.
It'll be so many penalties. Like you just, you'll have so many lumps on your head.
Right.
Your project will never come out.
Yeah.
So guess what? You stuck.
Right. Right.
But I don't know. I'm not saying it wasn't a SAG project. I'm not
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. We're talking about like
Because
very particulars that we don't really know
That's a different
about.
type of even paying the SAG office. Like you got to pay them a particular.
Do you think it was non-SAG, and then now that the bags were coming, now it become SAG, and now it's a lot more money you have to put into this, and like you're shooting in New York City, those permits aren't easy. You like it's a lot more when it was just like guerrilla style. We in the streets, let's film this, get in and get out.
Right.
You my mans and them is we gonna be on, and now we on, and now they're like, yo, I was on, like
right. That's probably no one came
that SAG
back though.
bag might be $30,000
exactly
because you paying for
you paying
pension,
craft
health.
services.
Yeah, you paying for pension and health too. Every actor that's SAG,
Okay.
I gotta pay you your day rate.
Okay.
Exactly.
I gotta pay you your rate. So your rate, like say for instance, your minimum might be $125 a day, and then it might be for the shoot. You might say $1,500 or $2,000. So I'm paying that plus that. Then wait a minute, your rider, your hotel,
Right.
that don't got nothing to do with
Right.
per actor.
Yes.
That writer. How many actors you have again in the pro?
33.
But
But that's speaking, and it was like 50 because with the extras, but
Right.
like 33.
Right.
So, yes.
People don't understand there's so much that goes behind.
there's
the scenes.
so much, and I hope you guys are listening to this episode, especially like I said, the writers, the people
craft
that
service
the
people.
people, the creators out there, because he dropped a lot of jewels in terms of how you really take something that came out of your head and get it in front of people and get it filmed.
But the first and foremost, it got to be quality.
It has
if
to
it
be
wasn't
quality.
nobody would believe in it.
It has to be
They
quality.
look at it and be like, "Oh, we can't do nothing with this." But
That's
it's
the hard
it's the
part.
gem. Is you're walking around with jewels, and it's like you just walking around to different people to go. What?
Right.
Oh, this is 14K. Oh, we paying. All right, let's do it. Let's do business.
Plus, you need help. You can't do it by yourself. You gotta humble yourself and assemble your team.
Right.
You're like, yo, all right, you my gripper, you my grapher, you my first AD, second AD, or whatever. You makeup, you hair and makeup, you this, you that. You can't do it all by yourself. Like my
Facts.
position, they say, oh, did you direct? No, do you want to direct? Like later on, like I've done directing, but I didn't hold the camera and do none of that. My thing is, I'm writing it and I'm assisting the director, so I was like the second or third AD anyway.
Right.
But my thing is, stay in your lane, stay in your position until other things open up.
So you don't like directing?
No, because I was looking for it because I thought he was a
I'm
director.
gonna eventually.
It doesn't. So you okay? I'm sorry. I didn't want to cut
Well,
you
I
off.
do because I might say move to the side. I mean that's
Right.
directing. Even if you tell me to move to the, that's directing.
I'm just saying in terms of like, okay,
What, holding the camera?
no. You put this work out, right? Directors, can't they chop and screw what they want and make the story like different than, and like for the camera, it got to look like this. We've got to change it to be like. Do you have particulars where you're like, I'm bothered by that, and that kind of changes the like, is that directing? Like, do you get that type of say? What's the dynamic between the producer and the director?
Well, as an executive producer, you make all the executive decisions.
Over the director. So you're over the director.
Because
Okay.
I own the content 100%.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, so I get final say on anything that edits or you know. So the director might not necessarily edit it. You might have an editor in your editing department that does that. So the director directed it, and then he passes the ball off to the editor. The editor go in and chop, and do their thing, and then it comes back, and I'm looking at it like, oh, take this out, put that. You know, this is how we gonna do it. So ultimately, the executive producer makes the final call on everything.
Right.
Yeah. So, in terms of like, so okay, you get the film back that night. Do you say, I need you to reshoot this scene? I don't like any of these takes of this. Is that something that you have to do? Like, I've never really thought about the whole everything that goes into it.
Yeah, yes.
You're like, you're not conveying the fucking emotion that I need in this. I need this to be reshot.
Yes. How much do you want it? And then if like the network's telling you, yo, we need this by next week, then it's like, get ready 14 hours straight. You know, because we be on set at least 12 hours straight. Like, I think the most I did was like, when I was messing with Kevin, I think it was like 16 hours. Over, because it was overtime, and it was cool. I was out there, I'm like, This what you want. This what you signed up for.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Imagine shooting Game of Thrones and shit like that in fucking Greenland and Iceland in the middle of the fucking snow. And it's like, what? Okay, my question was going to be, what's the most amount of takes that you've seen something like? Is it the emotional scenes? Is it because comedic timing is something that you have to really look for because the joke got to hit at a certain pace, or is it like an emotional scene? It's like, yo, you're really not. I don't feel it. Like, how is there? Like, you have to pull it out of some. Are you the guy that's like, you try to pull it out of an actor, or are you just
are you doing it with your writing? Like, essentially,
you can't. Everything can't be. Sometimes you need the person to like.
Here's the thing: the most amount of takes that I experienced was with Kevin. It was 64 takes. I was sick. He messed up a couple times too. He was just laughing. Brian Cranston was on point. But it was either 64. You know why? Because Neil Bergman, he was the director for that, and shout out to Neil Bergman. He like people may have been talking, and you picking up sound over here. Then they shoot from 3 angles. You get this shot, you get the wide, and then you get the pan.
Right.
So it's like they're gonna get 3 angles, and you know how I go in the editing room, you just take the best angle.
Yeah.
So 3 angles for one. So and then noise and the extra, the goofy stuff. Cut, retake, reset, cut, retake, reset, going again, quiet on set. I'm like, yo.
Do y'all take a break? Like, you know what? We did 30 in a row. Let's just take a break. Everybody got to walk. They just keep going, all 64.
Get ready, people. Quiet on set.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, reset.
Be the boom dude. Like,
yes. Oh, I know. He's strong. Okay. Yeah, I know you gonna pick. Yeah. So like, on our set, we didn't have. They were ready to work. The actors were ready to work. They're professionally knocking it out. So they knew their roles. We didn't have too many resets.
Nice.
Only if like maybe a couple forgot a few lines.
yeah.
Other than that, it was just maybe the director wanted another angle, the lighting.
Okay.
Sound.
Yeah.
That was it.
Okay.
We knocked it out.
Now we're in fourth quarter. You had dropped the jewels in terms of what people can get done within the last, fourth quarter of the year. But what are you looking to see happen from here until 2020 with the probe?
Pre-production, getting ready to finish up strong. Just finding a home right now. Right now is I'm gonna be honest. Like it's a couple more people that we about to sit down with.
Can you please? I need you to drop something because this is WitDa Shitz.
Drop a jewel.
I need you to drop something.
Shout out to Master P. Shout out to 50 Cent, man.
Okay.
We gonna have
So I'm just
50.
Master P biopic?
I mean,
Biopic? Is it biopic or biopic? I don't even know.
I don't think it's biopic.
You getting the Master P
That's
biopic?
so,
Starring Romeo is playing Master P? I'm just.
I'd rather just
these are questions I have right now.
shout out to those guys.
Yeah. Any females that we would love to, we're in talks with, I mean, shout out to the dudes, of course, but drop it. Tez, drop it. Just throw it out there.
Not really.
Not really? Oh.
In a way.
Okay.
But not really.
Okay.
Shout out to Mimi Blanchard.
Okay.
Shout out to Mimi. BET.
Okay. That's what's up. Shout out BET.
Have you ever been starstruck?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Since you've been in the industry and been like, whoa, I just turned around and that's XYZ.
And it's crazy, right? When I was on set, we were filming Dolomite. Now I saw Eddie Murphy. I'm like,
oh, wow.
The new one that's coming out.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. They might have cut me. I was extra though, but I was there to do some
though.
production. They told me like, "Yo, get dressed. You gotta." I'm like, I was here from behind the scenes, but we haven't seen no.
Yeah, absolutely not.
What size
absolutely
I wear?
not.
So I had to put on the bells and hair
Oh,
and makeup.
yes.
Yeah, but I'm like, all right, what size do I wear?
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's like you never know where your break gonna come from.
Right.
Not even that. When you make it, like not when you make it, but later on in life, you ever see those like in the background. Be like, hold up, he's in the background of this Dolomite movie.
Just how, like,
it's
Kim
gonna be like
yeah.
a Easter egg. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like Eddie.
Yeah.
That's when me and Mike. I met Mike on the set. I met Chris Rock. I'm like, damn, man, you're a legend. He said, no, you're a legend. And me and him was supposed to like delegate some more, but he ended up that day. He was only there to shoot that day, and he left. I turned around, and my people was in the back. I'm like, yo, where you went? I'm like, dang, he left. We were supposed to delegate, and he was like real cool. So, but I was like, damn, you're a legend. So I met Nipsey that day.
wow.
He was with Laura London. Yeah, me and Laura London was leaving out of the BT building one day. I didn't know it was her first. She was doing that.
She has a show on there.
That show right there. Mm-hmm. That's what she was there for.
She has a show on.
I'm like, yo, she doing something, but I didn't know what it was. So it was that day, and then like nobody don't know, but Nipsey Hussle was supposed to be a part of the probe. We was this close. I was this close to. What happened was, February 21st.
No idea.
That was we were shooting. We had that day off, but Nipsey was supposed to fly in. He had a show in Dallas. He was on the Puma run right there.
Okay.
And he was in LA. He went to Vegas, and then he had to go to Dallas. But he was supposed to come in and shoot his scene, and he was definitely supposed to be a part of the pro. We were just this close.
Been crazy.
No, it was this close, and he was going to be one of the connects, like from LA, and it was on.
God,
just to have that story though is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, like
2 days later they called me, say, yo, they killed Nipsey. I'm like, what?
Oh my God.
They talking about go on the phone, they killed. I'm like, what? I go on the joint, and then it was the parking lot thing, and I'm like, yo, they killed. I'm like, and it wasn't even so much. I'm like, damn, I looked at that, but I'm like, damn, they killed this brother. Like, he was doing so much.
Good. Yeah,
right.
I mean,
right. Like
you did that to him, and then you killed him in the store. Like
right out front of the store, man.
Come on, man. So that shout out to his family and condolences, and
absolutely.
Laura London, keep your head up. We were this close.
That's wild.
He was like, we was going back and forth. So
That's
we were just
wild.
like wait for him to send the final offer. He was gonna come through, and he was gonna do it. Yeah.
That's major.
That would,
Had no idea about that
see?
one.
There you go. That's a jewel.
Like that.
That's a
Yeah.
jewel right there.
That's
That's the jewel we needed
like,
right there.
Yeah, like that's crazy. And I thought
sorry.
I stalked you enough to like get. I didn't even get that.
That's not something you just put out there.
Yeah,
you know
yeah, absolutely.
Chasing.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not exactly. And that's not
you
right.
a certain.
Yeah, the way the story came out was organically. You didn't like.
Absolutely.
Right.
Was like, yo,
Absolutely.
did you?
Yeah.
Look what's on my phone.
Right.
Look what's on my phone. Like you did it the
Right.
right way. Like that.
Right.
That it made sense. That's
Right.
wow. It's unfortunate though.
Wow, that's crazy.
And look, it was big things going on for that brother. He would have killed it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. He was a natural everything. Like he's like there's
Very
just certain
talented.
people that are like triple and quadruple
Jumps
threats.
off the screen. You know what I mean?
And yeah, so shout out to Nipsey Hussle and his family and everything. So on that note, now that we did the fourth quarter. What do you look forward to in 2020 in terms of the probe and anything else you have? Do you have any other projects lined up that you're working on outside of the probe?
But one I can't speak about right now.
Please.
I can't. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back.
All right, come back.
No, this is heavy. This one right here.
Okay.
It's like Black Panther heavy. Like
Ooh.
It's DC.
It's gonna crack the box office.
DC.
This
You gonna,
no, I mean like
You said Marvel. You said Marvel.
It's going to give you them type of numbers. It's going to give you that. Think of that. Think of the Get Out numbers. Think of Detroit. Think of what. I can't give you too much.
okay,
That's fair.
That's okay.
But
that's
listen,
fair.
no one
That's
is
fair.
there. I promise I'm coming back. Like,
Okay, please do.
Absolutely.
Please do.
and I'm gonna
do.
break it with y'all guys because it's gonna be game changing. Like it's monumental. It's very it's heavy, and it's gonna be some heavy hitters.
Yes.
Heavy hitters in this joint.
That's what I want to hear.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna continue to shoot reality TV coming. The probe is coming. 2020 is we going. 2020 is like gonna be like the new Renaissance.
Absolutely.
I hope so.
Like,
I hope
that's,
so.
Yeah, because like the prohibition was in 1920.
Yeah.
So it's like 2020.
Okay.
So they they making weed legal and all this stuff. So people not paying attention. What's going on?
Please do.
It should have never been illegal
Got one
to
more
begin
question
with.
before we're kind of wrapping it up.
Yep.
Who is your biggest inspiration in the move, like director, producer genre? Like, is it
Writer.
like Spike Lee or like Scorsese or like
I'm gonna be honest. Like I like all those
Tarantino.
guys. I love all those guys. They're dope. But who really put me in the zone to like that's why I call myself Tez the writer, because I can write anything. You know, like from novels to movies to TVs. But you know how I was in competition with?
Stephen King.
No, but he don't even know I'm in competition with him.
Who?
It was Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry. Yes,
Because it was
Tyler
like-
Perry. I don't. Why didn't? It's my own fault for not bringing up Tyler Perry.
Cause I'm like, yo, this dude's how you putting out 3-4 movies a year? So I'm like, my first year I learned how to write. I wrote 3 movies. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, yeah. All right, Tyler, I'm on your heels.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
so that's
okay,
that.
you
That's
was in
your.
the car. I was on the bunk. Like,
That's the person that you're like. You feel is your biggest competition. Like.
he's dope.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Dope. And he inspired me to write in volumes, like content in volume. Nobody. And shout out to Spike and all that, but nobody was doing it like him and pumping out that content.
The amount
like
of
him.
content out at
TV
one time.
shows.
Right.
He did a deal with House of Pain with TBS. They gave him $200 million. He walked in there with about 10 episodes, like boom. They gave him $200 million. At that time, he already made like $200 million from his films. Tyler, he worth about $600 million right now.
So
Built his own studio in Atlanta.
While you guys brought up Tyler and that studio, let me ask you, there's now a lot of animosity towards him because he's deciding to keep that studio in Atlanta that he's built. That's a $250 million studio that he's built in Atlanta. He's very proud of it. And because of their anti-abortion laws,
We don't have time for that,
there's
but-
a lot of
We don't have time for that. I already built the studio.
there's a lot of people out there saying, Tyler, how can you now have this studio out there? And that's what he said. He's like, it's a $250 million studio.
Next question.
I'm employing, there's 98,000 people employed in the city of Atlanta
Yes.
that works in the film industry. Why should I have to not film here? What do you think about that in terms of
Every state got some dirt. I can't.
$250 million studio he's about to
already
open
built.
up? I mean, it's already built, but I think they're doing something else with it.
Wait a minute. So this is different from his other studio?
No, it's the same
It's
studio.
the big one where the girl put the
it's
billboard outside.
Yeah, it's
of it.
it's the same studio, but he's adding on, and it's now a $250 million studio.
like
and
a
his
legit
and he
studio,
was
which is
very much elated and happy with himself for building
That's
this in
true.
Atlanta because he felt like Atlanta needed something like this.
That's
So
where he's from.
if you were to build something like, do you think he's right to keep his studio there, to keep it open, to keep projects coming out of there, or do you think because of these anti-abortion laws that are going out right now that he should consider?
What do that
do
got
you
to do
move
with
it?
his studio?
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. Like,
Because actors and actresses are now banning working in Atlanta because of these laws.
Cool.
Like actors are saying and actresses are saying that they don't want to work in Atlanta. They don't want to work in Georgia because
Why?
of these laws.
Because-
Because of anti-abortion laws.
I can find actors that will act here. All right. and
He
if-
got the
I
same
mean,
look on
you
his
could
face.
feel that way, but because you know what, only certain people can say that because they can turn away the check. Like some people need the money, and they're like, "Look, I'm not anti-abortion. Like, don't put that on me.
Right.
Don't put that on me."
I
Ricky
mean,
Bobby,
I just think,
don't put that on me.
like we try to pick fights with everything now. I think we're very sensitive, and I think some things we're oversensitive about a lot of things now. And I just feel like you're not seeing the jobs this man has created. A place to be proud of, to have a black-owned studio in Atlanta. All you're seeing something so. I'm not saying it's not something to think about, but I look at all the things it is doing for the economy of Atlanta. So why would you ask this man to not open his studio or not produce anything out of a $250 million studio anymore? Like, tell everybody to not live in Atlanta anymore. Tell them to all move, someplace. Like, how do you do that? Like, he said he's just waiting to see the outcome. He just wants to see
Like,
what
yeah.
everybody else does because he's not giving up his
Get my movies
studio.
off. Leave me
that's
alone.
your dream. That's
Yeah,
your goal,
like
and,
I think that was just
keep pushing.
crazy. Like I just think that we're just a little oversensitive. But I definitely gonna wrap this up because I know you're not gonna drop no more jewels on that. You sure?
he
Before
gave us
I
a
wrap
lot
this
already. I
up,
feel like
he
he gave
gave
us
us
a
a
lot.
lot. But before I wrap this up, you don't want to drop no other jewels. You know what? One other thing, I want you to let somebody that might have been in your situation, coming out of a situation like yours, what is some advice you can give somebody that has the creative bug, that wants to write? What is the best advice you would give them in order to see kind of their dreams manifest and come true?
Just keep pushing. Don't never let nobody tell you that you can't do it, that it can't be done. Don't stop. Like, if you believe in your dream and you believe in your goals, you know, make it a ritual. Make it habitual. Like, you gotta just day and night. You gotta eat, sleep. You know, you gotta like breathe it. You know, and you gotta network. You gotta go out, go to these events. You gotta sometimes cold call. Just call a person. You might not know them. Some email. I did a lot of that. Sometimes I got connections. Sometimes I didn't. And just go out and network. And like, I don't know. You know, like, you gotta just like
Chase. Keep chasing.
No. Like, contact me. I mean, you just never know. Like, you're open to contact me. You know, anytime. Email, DM.
I DM'd him.
I ain't like that. Yeah.
And I kept on DMing him, and he kept. And when his schedule was
So
free,
I got
I
an
was
idea
like,
for
boom.
a sports movie, like a Friday Night Lights type deal. I think that would be like bring that back, but
Wow.
like black people.
You think
know
it's
what I mean?
ready for that? You think that like the genre? You think that people
Absolutely.
They loved that. They
Absolutely.
ate that up. So they loved the little
Absolutely.
football
I love
game that they got to
football.
recreate, and then the high school, college angst, like preparing for a game. You got the scouts and the thing, but my girl
Yes.
tripping.
I love
the one
all
boy on the team,
sports
an
movies.
alcoholic.
Yeah, no,
Everybody
no.
loves that
yeah,
shit.
no,
like-
and that's so crazy you mentioned that because I love sports movies. Just the whole underdog situation in terms of that. Right now, there is a show on the WB called All American.
Okay.
That is
yeah,
focused
yeah,
on an African American student
Look,
that goes to
see?
a Hollywood school in LA. Little Fizz is going to be on it next season.
Good for him.
Anyway.
Good for him. But look, okay, I was going to shoot it down, but shout out to that man
but
for
to
having a
see,
career
like,
right
to
now. You know what I
see
mean? Doing
like
his thing.
almost like an African American version of Friday Night Lights would be dope.
I think it would be dope.
And if there's two or three podcasters that might be in the mix of that movie, I'm just saying.
I could play a
no,
good
that's-
assistant
I
coach
could
on a
play-
team
Oh,
like
yeah?
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like I can play the assistant
somebody's
coach.
girlfriend, you know, or I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
You gotta shoot your shots.
I mean, and that was
But I want to thank you.
it hit the
so
backboard. I felt like it hit the backboard at least.
And it's almost like a brick, but like
Hit the backboard.
But I want to thank you so much, Tess. I know, like, just let you know he's super busy. Okay, so it might take a few months to get him, but if you do, it's a pleasure to have him on your show. But I want to thank you so much for taking the time out with us today.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I
Thank
just
you.
think,
It was a
yeah,
pleasure. It was
like
a
I
pleasure.
just think like your story is crazy. I know I am inspired.
Wow.
And like I was telling you out in the hallway, like my little thing about wanting to write comedy, but you know, we'll talk about that on the side.
Right.
But I just want to thank you so much for coming through. Definitely when it finds a home, the probe, I want to have you back on here.
Absolutely.
So we can talk more bag stuff because I like talking money.
Yeah.
And you know, bring the cast and whatever. But I definitely, you know, support the show. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan already. I haven't seen it, but I'm a fan already, and we cannot wait for it to come out. So congratulations on everything, Taz.
Thank you.
No problem. And we are out.
With the
This is
shits.
With the Shits, your girl Stats, Tez the writer, and the fabulous producer MC. And we love you, Ash. We'll see you next episode, and good night.